We are at one of our storage units here, but I wanted to make a really quick video for you and discuss what is the proper timing to aerate a lawn. Well, believe it or not, right now is the best time to aerate a lawn. We follow the Purdue turf science protocols when it comes to anything lawn care. And the reason we do that is because, believe it or not, Purdue, their researchers are a heck of a lot smarter than I am, and I follow what they say when it comes to timing of aerating and when to plant seed and all that kind of stuff. And what they recommend is their window starts on August 15th. Okay, so August 15th you can start putting seed in the ground. And why is that important? A lot of people say, well, Matt, it's too hot on August 15th to put seed in the ground. Well, it is pretty hot, but anytime you put seed in the ground, anytime you have your yard fertilized, put weed control down, you have to water it in. And so when we put seed down, you have to water it in. It's part of the care instructions we send you when we go to aerate and overseed your yard. You're gonna get a care instructions afterwards, and it's gonna explain, if you want this to work, well, we have to have you do your part, which is to water the seed in. Okay, so that's why it doesn't really matter if the temperature, if you're gonna keep it watered all the time, which it'll be fine. But we have to get the seed in the ground, and it has to have time to mature before the first frost. So if you put the seed in the ground way too late and a frost hits really early, well, all that seed's gonna die. So that's why we wanna start early, and it needs plenty of time so it can mature, so then you have really good grass going into the spring. So what we do now is what's going to, you're gonna see the fruits of your labor in the spring for what you do now. You never wanna aerate in the spring, you always wanna aerate in the fall. So what we do now in the fall, in September, is going to be beneficial for the spring. You're not gonna see anything night and day difference now, but come springtime, you'll see a much thicker, much fuller lawn. And so that's why we aerate in the fall. The other reason we don't aerate in the spring is because that's when weeds start growing. Weeds die off in the fall. So we have a better chance of germination when the baby grass seed doesn't have to compete with those weeds for the same nutrients, for the same water, things like that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to the office or give us a call. You might be able to see our phone number here on the truck. Feel free to give us a call here or visit us on our website. I don't know, it might be on here. Here you go. Here's our website. Feel free to give us a go to the website. There'll be some more information, more blogs about aeration and overseeding. We have some other videos online you can watch regarding aeration and overseeding. We've talked on the news about aeration and overseeding. It's one of the hidden secret sauces to having a really great yard. If you want a really great yard, you have to aerate and you have to overseed. You got to fertilize, you got to cut it at the right height, you got to water, the whole 9 yards. You can't have one piece of that chain missing and expect to have a great yard. So aeration and overseeding is something we do. We really enjoy doing it, but you're gonna see the fruits of your labor in the spring. You're not gonna see it now in the fall, but you have to do it in the fall for the best bang for your buck. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I'll be happy to answer any questions. The other big thing that you have to be cognizant about is when you're shopping around for your company to aerate and overseed, a lot of people buy on price. You cannot do that when you're hiring somebody to aerate and overseed. Now, the aeration price is one thing, but the seed is where companies will get you. If they're cheap, I guarantee you they're using junk seed. They're not using the best seed. They might even be giving you rye or bluegrass, which is not optimal for central Indiana. You need to have an RTF, turf type tall fescue, that has ribosomes. That's part of the seed, so then it'll spread. Things like Kentucky bluegrass, they are that stuff is, I mean, they're like, that's like the princess seed. I mean, you have to pamper it. You have to baby bluegrass or else it won't work. You have to water that stuff a ton. So if you really want a great lawn in central Indiana with minimal upkeep, you want fescue. That's the only thing we sell. We put down 4 to 6 pounds per thousand, which is what the bag recommends. A lot of people that are really cheap, they'll give you seed, but they're gonna put cheap seed down. That's not gonna germinate very well. And they're gonna put down maybe 1 or 2 pounds per thousand. It looks like they did something, but they really didn't. And you're gonna pay for it in the end. So, you know, it's one of those things, you get what you pay for. We're gonna do the job right. We know we're gonna do the job right. And yes, it does cost a little bit more, but if you keep hiring these really cheap companies that put down 1 to 2 pounds per thousand, you're just gonna be on a hamster wheel every single fall. You're gonna be like, why do I have to keep doing this? Why do I have to keep doing this? Well, you know, it is what it is. And so if you hire a company that's gonna stand behind their work, they're gonna put down the highest quality seed. It's going to transform your property and you will be very pleased with it. So if you guys have any questions about aeration and overseeding, feel free to give us a call. You can go online, request an estimate there. I can shoot you an email back. If you have any questions, I can get you a quote over the phone. We map everything out via satellite. So look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.